Hey, it's Johnny Marks. Thank you so much for checking out the Marks in the Morning podcast. Remember, you can listen to myself, Carrie Mack, and JP weekdays from 6 to 10 live on K92.3.
It's time to get your day started. This is Marks in the Morning on K92.3.
Can I get a countdown?
3, 2, 1. It's the weekend. We're just about there. It's Marks in the Morning. Happy April 2nd. You survived that, I hope, very easy April Fool's Day. I got fooled once. Well, I got fooled twice. I thought the Twins were going to have a good season. Sorry, Cubs fans. You too. We're in it together. Cardinals fans this morning, like, yeah, whatever. But I hope you survived it. Moving on now. Easter weekend is just about upon us, and the nice weather, you just heard the forecast, starts today and only gets better. So lots to look forward to. It's Marks in the Morning on the mighty K92.3. My name is Johnny Marks. This is Carrie Mack. Carrie, how are you?
I'm doing good. I'm very happy that the weather is looking up.
Yeah, me too. Very, very nice weather on the way, and much more spring-like. Above average temps to start this week. Next week, we'll be complaining when it goes back to the 60s. We'll be like, ugh, that's rough. When in April, you're complaining about the 60s. That's how you know you're spoiled.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It's okay. Hey, we got a lot of show today. Dad Jokes 101. JP's not with us this morning. He'll be in a little bit later. But we're going to do Dad Jokes 101 without him, which I'm excited about because when we do a variation, it's like the whole thing is fresh and I actually have a chance to win. I think I lost the last couple of weeks here, didn't I?
Yeah, because I'm the master at dad jokes.
Well, we'll see today. We're going to do things a little different. So you'll see. You'll hear more specifically when we get there after 8 o'clock. The show, we got Gender Bender and a chance to win. Freebies from McDonald's. We'll explain that when we get closer. It's at 7:35 and so much more on the show today. So let's get it going, shall we? It's Marks and Luke Combs. It's loving on you. You have a chance to win $10,000 up to $10K starting on Monday. Myself, Carrie Mack, James, when he's with us here, we'll be giving you codes for a chance to win the cash. Moolah Mary, our cash cow, is returning to K Country, stuffed full her udders of moolah. It's a visual for you right there.
Ooh.
It would hurt her more than us.
Yeah.
You, Moolah Mary, as we go to milk that. Yeah, sorry about it.
And it's gold coins, too, so ouch.
We'll just be milking code words, so hopefully that hurts less. $10,000, pay off your car, your truck, maybe get a new one. I don't know, whatever it is you're looking to do, 10K would go a long way. It's a lot more zeros in the old bank account than were there before. And for some of us, for many of us, with the way the pandemic's gone, it couldn't come at a better time. The government gave you a little stimulus. We're giving you a big one. $10,000 could be all yours. Win on K92.3 with a cash cow starting on Monday. We'll be giving code words out right at 8 o'clock in the morning and then every hour throughout your workday. Carrie Mack and I will be doing it. Carrie and I, by the way, we can't win. But I was talking to an employee who's now a former employee. We had it was the last day for one of our employees, I guess technically yesterday. I was going to say last night. I don't know how that works. If like at the close of the business day, you're done. I don't know.
Or if it's at the stroke of midnight.
Yeah. The first time the bell hits for the 12, you're still employed. By number 6, your badge has been removed. And by number 12, your email has been discontinued from the company. Right? Isn't that how it works?
Exactly.
You need all 12 of them. Boom.
And the carriage turns into a pumpkin right afterwards, too.
Some of us just start that way, so I'm already there. But anyway, she's like, how long do I have to wait before I can play the cash cow? Like, I don't know. Just to be safe, maybe wait until it's over. Then you start playing. You can't get in trouble. So 10K, it's a good amount of cash. What would you do with it? You got all weekend to start thinking about it or continue thinking about it. Make plans. But don't overthink it and then forget to listen because you won't get the codes on our website. You won't get them on the app. You have to plug them in on the app, but you're only going to get them right here with us on Marks in the Morning. Of course, you can listen online. That's great. You can listen on the app. We'd love that. Doesn't matter how you listen. Just be sure you are at the top of the hour. 8 o'clock. Monday morning. Sunday's about the bunny. Monday's about the money. It's Marks in the Morning on K92.3. All right, speaking of, Easter is this weekend. For a lot of us, tomorrow we'll begin some of the festivities. That's when my wife and I are going. You're coming with us. We're going. You're going to see the farm tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm tagging along. I'll get my booster seat. I feel like I'm going to be your child.
Yeah. You can sit up front. I'll sit in the back. I always make snarky comments when my wife drives anyway, so she'd probably rather have you drive. She does the same to me when I'm driving. But maybe you're making weekend plans with the family. Probably already got them made. Talking to somebody here is going to see her extended family for the first time. They're all either vaccinated or have had COVID. A lot of us are in that position. So it's like, well, you got immunity one way or the other, right? That's kind of our situation. Half of my wife's family already had it, and the rest of us have been vaccinated at least once. So what is going to be different about the second pandemic Easter versus the first one? A study of Iowans found this out. I'm going to give you a little bit of kind of a flavor of what we're doing differently in 21 versus 20 when we do random facts. Well, good news. If you are planning to celebrate Easter this year in a way you didn't last year, you're far from alone. A new study that surveyed Americans, I'll break down what Iowans are doing differently, found that most of us plan to celebrate with somebody else. Let's start with last year. 68% of people just stayed home. Remember, the pandemic was in the very early stages last year. There were no mask mandates yet. There were no, at least not here. There were a lot of things that we didn't know. We still don't know, quite frankly, but we really didn't know back then. And the word vaccine was, it was not being tossed around very much as opposed to this year. But 68% of people stayed home last year. 55% plan to stay home this year. So that means roughly half of Iowans will be going somewhere. Myself and my wife included. Last year we did not. We stayed home. April was a bummer. I remember, and this year we have so many big plans for April. We've already done some of them, like the 10-town tour stop in Charles City. I remember last year I had a full list of things that work-related we were going to do, and all got canceled. Some of them for our sister stations, but this year is looking a lot better. In fact, we've got some bull riding action coming up. We'll be giving away tickets to next week. There you go. I dropped a subtle hint for what we're doing next week, right in the middle of this segment. Anyways, 55% of people going somewhere, or staying home rather, this year, way down from last year. We are 23% more likely to see family, friends, or both than we were last year here in Iowa. And 18% of people will go in person to church versus just 10% who went last year. I know a lot of you have a article coming, right, about how churches in the Cedar Valley are doing Easter?
Yes. It seems like a lot of people are making reservations for certain masses and services. I know the local ones has multiple services going on, so it seems like they're going to be having smaller congregations.
Yeah, but more services to allow more people to come.
Exactly, and they're making reservations, so it seems like you're going to a fine dining establishment, but it's church.
I don't know if any of them are doing this here because it'd be tough to plan with the weather. It turns out we're going to have beautiful weather, but you don't know that 2 to 3 weeks in advance.
Yeah.
But a lot of churches in more southern states, I noticed, were setting up. They were renting parks.
Oh.
I don't know if they're renting or just being allowed to use them and setting up shop outside so you could get more people into church. Of course, outside. Anyways, 18%.
Yeah, or sliding in.
down this. I didn't even think of that. Yeah, if you had a slide. Well, the kids wouldn't be distracting you, would they?
No, not at all.
Still, the only thing that really hasn't changed is people aren't going out to eat for Easter. 7% went to a restaurant last year. 7% say they plan to go again this year. Was this ever a holiday that you and your family went out to eat? I always thought of Easter as a very popular restaurant holiday, almost like a brunch buffet type.
Yeah, that's kind of the vibe I had growing up. My mom was getting tired of cooking on Easter Sunday, so she would just be like, we're going out. We're going to this nice restaurant. I'm going to have a steak. It's going to be great.
So she would go out or wanted to go out, but probably not this year. It doesn't look like that's going to be popular.
No.
And about 64% of people say the pandemic won't affect how much money they'll be spending on Easter this year, which probably is a lot of it on food and maybe some stuff for the kids. So there you go. We'll be back in a minute or so here, and quite literally 2 minutes, in fact. Very short break, and then back with news, weather, and Kenny Chesney. Let's have a beer in Mexico, shall we? My favorite song on the radio right now, Minimum Wage, Blake Shelton. It's Marks in the Morning on the mighty K92.3. Blake Shelton is going to be joined next season on The Voice by new judge coach Ariana Grande. She's never been a coach on the show before. I haven't watched as religiously in recent years. Has she been on as like an advisor before? They seem to like to start people in that role and then move them into the coach's chair.
I don't think she's ever been like an advisor or a mentor, but I'm really excited to see her and Blake go toe-to-toe.
I am too. I don't know that. The Jonas brother that's on there now, is it Nick Jonas is on there?
Yes.
And he's super entertaining and very in demand, but they kind of rotate in and out. Gwen Stefani gets rotated in and out, and Ariana Grande's coming in, and she is a mega star. And I know with concerts not really happening right now, she's probably got a little more time on her hands. But I don't know how NBC landed that one. To me, she seems too big to be on the show. But, so does Blake sometimes. And he's been there forever. He's the only original judge still on the show. So it's going to be an interesting, I guess, Interesting dynamic next season.
Yeah, it's going to be really fun.
Has the episode that you were part of the taping for aired yet?
No, I don't think so. I think it airs in maybe like a week or two.
Okay. So then we can talk about more of your experience on the show.
Yeah, but like the biggest thing was that like Kelsey Ballerini was filling in for Kelly Clarkson. That was she wasn't there when I was there, but that was the big news of the moment.
Right.
And this broke last night. Snoop Dogg is the super mentor, and they were talking about that too.
Snoop Dogg, who's he the super mentor for?
Everyone.
Oh, he's the everyone.
That's why it's the super mentor, Johnny.
I guess he gets everybody.
Exactly.
Well, where's Martha Stewart? Wherever Snoop Dogg is, Martha Stewart's never far behind.
I think she's actually going to be replacing Carson Daly next year.
That would be hilarious, wouldn't it? Ratings would be money. I like Carson Daly, but the ratings would be money for that. Is there a right way to eat a chocolate bunny? Easter is upon us. The bunnies have been in stores. You can go to Hy-Vee, and they've been there for weeks now. Obviously, as soon as Valentine's Day ended, the Easter candy showed up. Is there a right way or a wrong way to eat your standard chocolate bunny? What do you think, Carrie Mack? We've all had plenty of these in our lives and will for the next probably week or so. Is there a right way to do it or a wrong way?
There is only a right way to do it. If you don't eat it the way I eat it, then you're
Then
wrong.
you're wrong. Then you're a monster.
You are. You're a monster. How do you not?
What do you do? How do you start?
I take off the ears and I
Okay,
eat
there you go.
those.
Yep. 78% of people say you got to start with the ears. Why? I don't know, but that's where we all seem to start.
Head to toe, baby.
And 11% start with the feet, the toe. They go from the bottom up.
Monsters.
Another 11% start with the tail.
Ew, why?
So that's your 100% there. If you add all those up. Why? I don't know. I'm with you. I always have started with the ears. I thought maybe we could have some sort of throwdown, but we both agree. And so does 78% of the rest of us.
Have you ever seen someone just like take a bite out of the feet?
No, not first. I don't know any monster that would do that. I don't. Do you know somebody?
Yeah, my dad has done that. He's just like gnawed on it once.
If your dad wasn't a veteran of our country, we would have words.
We would have.
He's earned the right to start with the feet. Most of us
Yes,
haven't.
yes, he has. He served our country. That's fine.
So when you go for your Easter candy, what's your go-to? Obviously, you got the chocolate bunny, but that's not everybody's favorite. Are you Peeps fan? Are you one of those chocolate-covered eggs? My wife loves the Butterfinger, those little mini Butterfingers. We have to stock up because they don't sell them any other time of the year.
Really?
No.
I like Peeps in like a small amount. Moderation, exactly. Thank you. And I like those little chocolate eggs. I like them so much. Those are my go-tos. I never am able to finish a chocolate bunny, actually.
Really? They are pretty large.
Yeah.
The Cadbury eggs, the little mini ones, is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
Not the big ones that are filled with usually caramel.
No.
The mini ones are really good. They have the dark chocolate ones that I like a little too much. They don't like me. My pants don't like me afterwards, but those are good. The Butterfinger ones are really good. They're the same size as those, but they're Butterfingers.
Okay, I'll have to try those out.
Those are really good. I don't know. Can you buy the Cadbury ones year round? I don't think they show up in the, July.
I don't know. Maybe because I think Cadbury egg isn't that like an entire brand?
Yeah, Cadbury's a brand that I think here M&M or Mars or whatever sells, but I think it's European. It's a big brand.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yes, thank you. I'll be here all week.
I'm being genuine.
My wife loves Easter candy. This is her favorite candy holiday.
Really?
More than Halloween. Well, if you ask her tomorrow because you'll see her. What do you think about Halloween candy? Oh, it's just regular candy. It's just we celebrate it. Nothing fancy. And she's right. There's no like Halloween candy. There's a few pumpkin-shaped things.
Candied apples. I feel like you only have them around Halloween.
Yeah, but don't you think that's a fall treat too?
Maybe. I'm not going to argue with you because you're going to come after me.
I'm not. It's not my thing. She loves Easter candy. It's her favorite holiday. She loves spring, so everything just kind of aligns itself perfectly.
Good for you. Good for her.
I'm not. Don't lump me in. I like all candy. I'm non-judgmental.
Maybe this just proves that I'm not a good person, but I don't like those peanut butter Reese's eggs. I don't like the Reese's eggs.
Yeah, but you're not into that whole Reese's scene anyways.
Yeah, I know,
so
but those are really big. I know.
Yeah, you're a little slight monster. A half monster there.
A slight monster.
The Cedar Valley will forgive you because you eat the ears first on your bunny. So we're okay.
That's the right way.
Oh, yeah? Courtney messaged us on the K92.3 app. She says, my husband starts with the tail. I've never understood why, but sometimes he'll laugh maniacally when he pulls parts of the bunny apart.
No! I judge a person's character based on how they eat a bunny and how they like react to like ripping off the feet, ripping off the tail. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I apologize to the bunny.
The bunny's like, why? Shane says whenever I get one of those giant Easter bunny chocolates for my kids, I'll pull it apart. And one time my son cried when the head came off.
Oh, no.
Since then, I've learned to just get them the eggs. That doesn't make them cry.
That's
funny.
Makes so much sense.
Didn't even think about that.
I just don't like when you have to snap their neck like that.
Well, when you think about it, kids will go see an Easter bunny in most normal years when the Easter bunny can come to Hy-Vee or to your church or whatever, and maybe some are. I guess he's or she, whoever's in the costume, is fine because you can't get sneezed on. But generally speaking, it would be traumatic as a child to see the bunny and then eat the bunny, right? Like you don't necessarily process that it's a candy version.
That's a very good point. And also, you never see a chocolate Santa Claus.
Yeah, I never thought of that.
Yeah, because they never sell them. Like, imagine ripping off Santa's head and having some peppermint bark underneath there.
That would not be fair. I guess Christmas time usually you do have peppermint bark. There we go. I tell my wife Christmas has its own unique candy.
Yeah, I love Christmas candy.
Yeah,
That's my favorite type of candy.
I like peppermint though.
Me too.
There we go. All right, now who's the monster? It's Marks in the Morning. We'll be back in about 5 minutes. Well, we'll be back much sooner, but we'll be back on the air here with Nashville News in 5 minutes. We'll be back in 2 minutes with Dustin Lynch. It's Marks in the Morning on the mighty K92.3.
I'm Evan.
7 Easter weekend about here. About 30 degrees right now. It's going to warm up nicely if you heard Rebecca's forecast. Yeah, a little wind. Otherwise, beautiful day. High of 60. And then forget that noise. We'll be up in the mid to upper 70s by the end of the weekend. Easter Sunday should be the highlight of the weekend with highs pushing 80 in some parts of K Country and maybe the mid 70s the further north you go. Tomorrow's high about 72. So if you're doing some outdoor gathering where you have more people and maybe people are more comfortable being distant, out of doors will be an option. It's going to be very nice this weekend. Good weather for grilling, maybe on Easter. Are you a fan of mushrooms, Carrie Mack? Do you like to eat mushrooms?
Yes, I love mushrooms.
Oh, good. I love mushrooms, too. It's here in Iowa. It's just about morel season. Have you ever gone morel hunting?
I'm afraid I haven't.
No? Do you know what a morel is? I thought those were around all of the states here in the U.S., or at least of the northern states where we get winter, spring, all that.
What's it called?
It's a morel, M-O-R-E-L.
I've done less of morel. I've never heard of that.
You don't know what it is?
I have no clue what that is.
There's even there's a Facebook page dedicated to them. I'll give them a shout out, Iowa Morel Report. And my wife loves going morel hunting. Up at the farm, she finds, last year she only got one, which was disappointing. But they're big. Here's a photo of one.
What are they're mushrooms.
Yeah, they're mushrooms.
They're just giant mushrooms.
They can get pretty big. Yeah, but they're really, really tasty. Throw a little olive oil and some butter and then throw them on a skillet for a while. They're very tasty. Anyways, it's almost time. We're almost to the point where you should start to see them. I was just on the Iowa Morel report page, and we're getting close. Apparently down in Missouri, they've already started to pop up. So we're getting there. We're getting there.
Yeah, we're really getting into morel season, right?
Yeah, I'm surprised you've never heard of these. I thought these were everywhere.
They might be, but I've never gone hunting for those mushrooms. I got to be honest.
Well, you should definitely keep your eyes open. Here in the Cedar Valley, you're not going to find any like in downtown Waterloo. You'd need to get out a little ways to find them. But they're very popular in French cuisine. So I know they're popular around the world, but I guess maybe not so much where you're from. Or maybe you guys just never went looking for them.
I just think that all mushrooms look pretty much the same. They're weird looking, but I enjoy eating them.
They are an awfully strange looking fungus, aren't they? But they're very tasty.
They're a fun guy.
They're a fun guy. So check that page out if you're interested. I know a few years ago, we have it on our K92.3 app. It'd be back. Maybe I'll move it to the top. But there's I know even the Iowa DNR set up a website. I think it's quite outdated now, but maybe some of these things don't change, where they were talking about the best places in Iowa, the whole state, to go morel hunting. And I don't know if they used like users or people that went out and found them or whatnot, but old apple orchards are a good place. Ash trees you'll usually find them near ash trees. You want, if there's, I don't know, there's a lot of different strategies to finding morels. But it can be kind of tough. Last year, my wife found one and a baby deer, And if you've ever seen the baby deers are hidden, like their moms stick them in a corner.
Yeah.
And you're specifically told, because the deer won't run away, it'll just sit there. You're told, don't touch it. Well, Hannah started petting it. So
No.
she's like, look at this cute deer.
The mom's going to come after you.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I think the mom just promptly ran out into traffic and got hit by a car. That was probably what happened.
She probably called a manager or something.
Yeah. This woman's touching my daughter and going morel hunting. Get away. Dead elm trees often have a lot of morels.
Yum.
Yeah. Nearby, not in the tree.
Okay.
Not in the tree.
So these mushrooms are edible, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean,
Okay.
clean them off. Don't just pick them up and eat them. But yeah.
That's my plan, Johnny, just to be one with nature. Who needs water and soap?
Yeah. Especially during a pandemic. Who needs water and soap?
Exactly.
So check it out. I'll move this to the top of the K92.3 app. The DNR's 50 tips for spotting morels and different places within the state that you can find them. It's Marks in the Morning. The Genius Awards are coming up. We're going to celebrate in the Cedar Valley, K Country. Get ready for Easter. If that's you, Carrie Mack's got a story for you about how your churches are doing Easter this year in the second year of the pandemic. As I know there's stories about cases are up, and we've got a lot more optimism than we did last year at this time. And vaccinations over 1 million in the state of Iowa. When you look at the number of adults, we're 16 plus are the only ones eligible right now. And actually on Monday, everybody 16 plus will be eligible. That's not a bad number. So that's really good. Nursing home cases, our most sensitive, our most important citizens are vaccinated. And we have no outbreaks currently at any Iowa nursing homes. We weren't saying that 3 months ago. So lots of optimism and excited for another weekend in general. And, of course, Easter weekend. It's going to be beautiful. All right, it is time for us to celebrate those little foibles in life with a segment called the Genius Awards. And, by the way, thank you. People are responding about how much they love morels. So we got to get you one this year, Carrie Mack.
Okay.
If Hannah can pick a few or find a few more this year to put this on her, then we'll have some. I'll bring one into work.
So you pick them like flowers? Is that what you do?
Yeah, I mean, they're mushrooms, so it's not like you have to scoop them out hard. There's no roots or anything. You just pluck them and wash them off.
That's so weird.
Throw them in a basket. They're very sad. I mean, you got to go easy. You can't throw it to your friend. They'll break apart.
Yeah, apparently they cost a lot of money because one person on Facebook said her nephew hunts them and sells them for about $20.
Yeah, there you go. $20 for a good morel. That seems like it would be about right. All right, the Genius Awards are your chance to tell us why you deserve an award. And it's kind of like embarrassing stories that happened in the past week to you or somebody else if you want to nominate them. JP's not here, but oftentimes he seems to have something with his car.
Yeah.
Earlier this week, he had to get in through the back of his car because the little unlock button on his key fob fell off. Mm-hmm. And so his door was locked. He could open the trunk. You have a separate button for that. So that's what he had to do and crawl in, which at 4 a.m, he said he was getting coffee at Quakestar. That's a visual. JP's about 6 feet tall. So picture a tall, skinny guy like a snake trying to get into his car. So I'm giving him a Genius Award for that, even though he had already brought it up earlier this week. Carrie, did you do anything this week that you want to give yourself a Genius Award for, or anybody else?
For the first time, I haven't done anything stupid. I'd like to nominate you, actually.
Oh, what did I do? Let me hear about it. I was going to nominate myself, too, but what's your Genius Award for me?
Well, sometimes when we're off the air, we like to look people up on Facebook, and you accidentally friended
one of our listeners.
Yeah, one of our listeners on Facebook.
I like to look people up. That makes it sound creepy.
No, but when we're like doing gender bender, we like to verify some information, so sometimes we'll check out the Facebook, but you friended her on Facebook.
Well, because you're like, is this the person? We needed a piece of information that we didn't get before they hung up the phone. And rather than call them back, blah, blah, blah. And I said, there's no way it's that person because their state said Iowa, but they were in a very different part of Iowa. And I understand you don't know the state very well. And I said, this is who you're thinking about. And I pulled their picture, their Facebook up, and I had my iPad facing upside down for me. And as I was scrolling down, I hit the friend request button. I thought I hit unfriend or cancel request. But about 2 hours later, we were friends. So I don't feel, I have no apologies to give. I'm sure she's going to be a wonderful Facebook friend.
I hope so. I hope you're a wonderful Facebook friend to her.
I try to wish people a happy birthday on their birthday.
Yeah.
I try. I don't always succeed, but I try.
You wished me a happy birthday on Facebook, but ignored me when we were there in person.
I got it on Facebook. The whole world could see it. Why do I need to acknowledge it on the radio?
Yeah.
Well, my Genius Award, earlier this week, I did something very stupid, and it's a good reason here. This is a good bit of advice not to rush to judgment. We have a guy coming, he's coming back, but he'd already come to power wash our house. And so when you power wash a house, logically, you have to plug your hose in to one of the outside spigots, whatever, and go to town on the house. He was in the back. I got home. I saw some water running because our spigot is out front, right in front of the garage. So I just park in front of it. And I thought our neighbor was just using our water because the hose ran to the back. And I couldn't tell which yard it was in. So I thought, without asking, I asked my wife, did we get permission? No. So I'm like, well, I'll show you. So I turned it off and unplugged the hose.
Oh, my gosh.
And I was like, that'll show him. Then I went in the house. And a little bit later, I realized the guy was there to power wash.
Oh, my gosh.
With permission.
That's such a man thing to do. Oh, someone's using something of mine. Not going to ask or look into it. I'm just going to unplug it.
Yeah, normally that works. But this time it didn't.
And they were doing it for your house, too.
I know. And they have to come back Saturday because the wind was so bad. You going to blame me for that too, Carrie?
Yeah, I always blame you for everything.
It's a windy day on Tuesday.
The temperature's down. It's Johnny's fault. Wind's up. Johnny's fault.
It's a beautiful day. Must be JP. All right. What about you? Alicia sent us a message on the K92.3 app actually a couple days ago wanting to nominate herself for a Genius Award. She said it was my boyfriend's birthday this weekend. Alicia's referring to last weekend, obviously. She said we went out for a couple of drinks and I couldn't remember where I parked the car.
Ooh.
I dropped him off, so he had no idea. We didn't even have that much to drink. It wasn't that I had too much to drink. It's just it was light when we went in and dark when we came out. We found the car, but had to hit the alarm button over and over again. People thought we were crazy because we were giggling and looking stupid.
Oh, no.
I was able to get the car alarm to go off by about a block. I think she means like the car was a block away. And then it wouldn't shut off, so we had to walk closer and closer. People probably thought we were drunk. We weren't.
That's so funny. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
I've done that before.
I've done that in a parking lot like a Hy-Vee before.
Yeah.
I don't know where she was. She didn't say where she went. But, if you're in downtown anywhere, Cedar Falls, Waterloo, you could probably be a block or two off and not even really think like, okay, I'm parked in front of whatever. And then it gets dark or you forget. I can understand that.
Yeah, when you park at fairgrounds, though, that's tough. At the New York State Fair, I couldn't find my car for an hour because I was in the wrong parking lot.
Which, that's funny, kind of.
And everything looked the same, so it was just honking and beeping, and other people were doing the same thing, so I would go towards that car, and I'd be like, oh, that's not my car.
Carrie, when she's leaving a mall, I'll see you in an hour, I have to find my car.
That's me. I'm not going to lie, that's me.
There you go. All right, if you want to nominate yourself for a Genius Award, it's super simple. Super simple. You just tap the message button on the K92.3 app. That's it. And then tell us what's going on. You can also tap the Be on the Radio button. That's another way to do it. And that way you can record your message. We can play it back on the show. All right, Gender Bender's on the way. It's your last chance to win this week on the show. We'll tell you what you can win and how the game works next.
K92.3's Tips to Soretti. It's time to play Gender Bender on Marks in the Morning. Hey, Johnny Marks, who are our contestants today?
I'm excited for this. On the phone, ready to roll with us on line one from Calmer, Iowa, is Jennifer. Jennifer, how are you?
I'm doing good.
Glad to hear that. I'll be up in your neck of the woods tomorrow. I'm going to Pivo. I can't wait. I always try to get up to Calmer when the weather's nice and get up there for some beers. Your opponent is Ryan. He's calling in. He's on the road, but he's from Denver, Iowa. Denver, Iowa's our very own Ryan. I can't think of a cool intro. It's Friday. My brain's shot. How are you, Ryan?
I'm doing good.
I'm glad to hear that, and I'm glad you're both on the phone. The rules are simple. I went over them with you just a moment ago, but for anybody who hasn't played before and maybe wants to play next week, they'll each get 3 questions aimed at the opposite gender, and as always, and like any other game, the better score wins, right? But sometimes we have a tiebreaker, so we'll have a question in the wings, waiting in the wings if we need it for a tiebreaker. Jennifer, because you were our first caller today, you decide who goes first, you or Ryan?
Ryan can go first.
All right, that means Carrie Mack's going to ask him 3 questions. Good luck, Ryan.
Okay. If someone asks for your ETA, what do they want?
Your estimated time of arrival?
Yes.
Oh, man, somebody asked me that and I gave him my social security number. No, that's probably not good.
I gave them some medication. They asked for an ETA. Okay, this is one of my favorite hobbies. What is calligraphy?
Like fancy penmanship?
Yeah.
Yep. It's something I'm not good at. That's why Microsoft Word exists, Carrie.
Yeah, you can't even print for the,
No,
for the life of you.
Control P. I know how to print. All right, for a perfect score, Ryan, good luck.
Okay, what is a lady peep? Lady shoes, nail polish, or a type of egg? A lady peep.
Lady feet, did you say?
Lady peep. P-E-E-P. Is it lady shoes, nail polish, or a type of egg?
Oh, I'm going to go with the type of egg.
No, they're lady shoes.
It sounds like
Oh,
it
I
should
thought that
be.
was too obvious.
Yeah.
I thought that was too
It
obvious.
sounds like it should be an Easter candy because you got peeps. You think a lady peep would be like a fancy, I don't know, a peep that can make more peeps?
It's just a peep with a peep that can make more peeps.
I don't know.
No, it's a peep that has a bow on it.
Yeah, there you go. All right, 2 out of 3 for Ryan. That's a good score, Jennifer. That's the score you got to beat to win. Otherwise, at least get 2 right to go to a tiebreaker. Question number 1. The Major League Baseball season opened yesterday, and the St. Louis Cardinals were victorious in their game against the Reds. The World Series, they've won a lot of World Series or several World Series. My question for you, Jennifer, is have they won more or less than 10 World Series? They haven't won 10. It's not a trick question. More or less?
I'd say less.
Yeah. They've won 11. So not many more, but I'm a Twins fan. We've only won 2, so I guess I shouldn't complain. Question number 2. When I'm talking about a camper, I'm probably going to say RV, right? What do the letters R and V stand for in an RV?
Recreational vehicle.
Yeah, recreational vehicle. A rec vehicle is right. Your last question, question number 3. What are you doing? We read that one yesterday. Question number 3. Horse, Raz, and Crazy Pineapple are types of what martinis? Are types of what? Martinis, muscle cars, or poker games? I need to learn what punctuation means when I read a question. Horse, Raz, and Crazy Pineapple are what? Are those martinis, muscle cars, or poker games?
Martinis.
It's a very good guess. That's what I would have thought. It's they're actually different types of poker games.
Oh.
And so we'll go to a tiebreaker with a score of 2 out of 3 for both of you. This will be a percentage-based question where whoever's closest wins. And Ryan, you'll get to guess first. Here we go. College freshmen were asked this question. Do they know how to boil an egg? What percentage said yes? What percentage said yes from 1 to 100?
68%.
68%. Okay, what do you think, Jennifer?
45.
45. Okay. Ryan was a little bit closer. The answer was 84%. Know how to boil an egg. Yeah.
All I do is
I think I could boil an egg. Hard boil an egg. Soft boil an egg. Drop an egg on the ground. I don't know.
I'm good at that.
Yeah. Congratulations, Ryan. You are our winner this morning. And the guys have pulled to within 1 of the ladies. 30-29 on the year. Jennifer, don't despair. We're going to start up again on Monday. And you're welcome to call back as early as then and try again, okay?
All right.
Thanks. Have a great weekend. She's lucky. She's up in Calmer. She can go to Peebo anytime she wants.
Yeah, just have
when
a
they're
drink.
open. Yeah. Ryan, congrats, man. What are you up to this weekend? You got any Easter plans?
Oh, yeah, family coming into town and kids sports.
Oh, there you go. It's going to be a full weekend for you, but glad to hear.
Yeah.
You get to see the family. We're going to hook you up with some free. You're going to be seeing green on Monday. The return of our cash cow. It's Marks in the Morning on the mighty K92.3, the Cedar Valley's #1 for new country. Cash cow is 2 things. It's your chance to win up to $10,000 and my chance to hit sound effects buttons to my heart's content. Whoa! 10K, Carrie Mack. It's a lot of money. It's life-changing. With the way the last year has gone for a lot of people, it's been a difficult year. And for some people who are in that position, they may have been laid off part of the year, all of the year. They may still be. 10K would go a great distance towards paying off some bills. And maybe if your savings has been tapped into, you can replenish your savings with $10,000. There's no harm. A lot of people with their tax returns put the money back into their savings accounts. That's what we're going to do. We don't have a huge refund coming, but we're going to put it back into savings. Well, you can do that. There's no irresponsibility in being responsible, even if you don't immediately get the money. Maybe that's what you're going to do. Maybe you want to turn $10,000 into double that by putting it in a savings account with good interest. or the stock market or whatever it is you want. You can't win if you don't enter the codes. This time Monday morning, if you just tune in at 8:07, you'll have missed the first code word. 8 o'clock, top of the hour. We'll give it to you. Carrie Mack, 10K, what would you do? Would you go the responsible route or would you go bananas and buy me some martinis?
I would take $100 out and buy you a bunch of martinis that
Yay!
way. Only $100 worth, though.
That'll get us a whole bunch at the Stuffed Olive. I've been meaning to get you there. That'd be fun.
I'm really excited to go there, but also I feel like I have to go half and half. I have to spend some of it and I have to save a chunk of it.
Yep.
I kind of want to. I'm at that stage in my life where I'm starting to make some money and I kind of want to give it back to my parents in a way.
What a nice daughter. Thank goodness my parents don't expect that from me. If I won 10K, I'd probably get my mom and dad a really nice gift. My stepmom as well. Her birthday is on Saturday, not this Saturday, but a week from this Saturday, April 10th. And I got her a nice gift.
Ooh.
But it could be a lot nicer if I had $10,000.
Everything would be a lot nicer with 10K.
Everything would be covered in gold. It'd be just what you were going to get somebody, but covered in gold.
Yeah, a hot dog covered in gold.
Love it.
A
Goldschlager covered in gold.
puppy covered in gold.
Yeah, great. That would, yeah. Maybe not the puppy so much.
What?
You get
No puppy?
how do you
No
get that
gold
out-
puppy?
You can get that out of their fur.
A golden retriever.
Yeah, that was good. Nice job. Oh, somebody's getting ready for Dad Jokes 101. By the way, before we wrap up our Cash Cow conversation, it's sponsored by Tubbs R Us. Thank you so much to Tubbs R Us in Waterloo. More info on them will be on the Cash Cow page, which you can tap on the app to find. And speaking of Cash Cow, you need to have the app in order to play and win. Okay, so download it from your app store now. Don't wait till Monday morning. Don't be scrambling when you hear the code on the radio and go, I got to get that. Punch in K923 in your app store. If you're having any issues, type in the word Waterloo behind it, the city we're based in here, and we'll pop right up. Brian is lucky that he wasn't more severely injured the other day. He was out fishing with one of his bandmates, and he hooked himself. Now, this story has made the rounds. The photo, if you're a little squeamish, if you're not into just a little bit of blood, and don't look at it. But it is on our K92.3 app if you're interested, and that is more your cup of tea. But for the first time ever, we have audio. I got some audio of the incident. Do you want to hear it, Carrie?
Yes, please. I'm excited.
Actual audio of Luke Bryan accidentally hooking himself while fishing.
Hunting, fishing.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, no.
He's going to be okay.
Oh, no, Luke Bryan, I'll save you.
I like how he was singing while it happened, too, apparently.
Isn't that how all singers get their injuries?
Yeah. One more time. Let's hear it. This is actual audio.
Hunting, fishing.
Oh, no.
Good thing that boat could support that fall, because that would have been bad news otherwise.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Luke Bryan, I hope you're okay.
It's Friday. It's Marks in the Morning. It's time for...
Good morning, guys and gals. This is Jalen, and it's time for today's dad joke. Will my dad laugh at Johnny's or Carrie's joke? Who will win this morning? It's today's dad joke on K92.3.
Well, Jalen is part of the reason JP isn't here for Dad Jokes 101 this morning. She's out of school today. They get a nice little 4-day weekend, and so Dad is home with the kids. But I understand he's listening to Dad Jokes 101, and so is Jalen. So no pressure. Things will be a little different with JP out. Our reigning champion, Carrie Mack, will step in as our resident dad today. Take a bow there, Dad.
Call me
Pops.
Papa.
And we are recording this, so at some point you'll actually get to see that Carrie looks like a father this morning with her hat on.
Excuse
Well,
me.
she's wearing a jersey. I mean,
I'm
it's,
not wearing I'm wearing a regular shirt from college.
Yeah.
I'm wearing a dad cap, so I guess that's the part that you're calling me out for. Oh, my
Dad.
gosh.
intern Aaron, we call him Skyscraper. He's very tall. He's sitting down right now. He's still taller than me, and I'm standing up. He is going to step in the role that normally Carrie would fill, and he and I will try to tell Carrie the best jokes. Aaron, how are you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good.
What's your school schedule like today? Do you have any classes?
I have one class.
Oh, man,
Yeah.
skip it. You're not paying for that.
Yeah.
Your father here is telling you skip it.
Aaron is a senior at UNI, correct?
Yes.
All right, so here's how the game works. Carrie and I, normally it's Carrie and I, Aaron and I today, will tell a dad joke, and Carrie will rate it, deciding whose is better. It's a race to get to 2 out of 3. Whoever gets 2 points first wins. Aaron, do you want to go first, my man, or do you want me to go? I'm going to leave it totally up to you.
I'll start.
Okay, good luck.
Okay. So I cooked a medium rare steak for my friend,
Good
and he
choice.
said, "I like it well done." And I said, "Thanks, that means a lot."
That's funny. Where's the bell? I need the bell.
Yeah, where is the bell? There we
There we
go.
go. I got the bell.
All right, that's good. That's good.
I feel like that one was funnier for you. You
I know, I
enjoyed it
enjoyed
more.
that. I'm trying to be stoic because, I want my joke to win.
Yeah.
Okay, Are you ready, Carrie Mack?
Yes, I'm so excited.
I know you know we're now past Valentine's Day. Where does Valentine's Day come after Easter? Where does it, because we're coming up on Easter, but where does Valentine's Day come after Easter?
I don't know where.
In the dictionary, does.
Johnny.
Dictionary. Oh, thank you. Yeah, thank you.
I have to be honest, I love me a good dictionary joke.
My diction was pretty good as well.
Yes, it was.
Enunciated. Okay, I will take the next one here as I've just scored the point. The Easter Bunny's been misbehaving. The Easter Bunny went to school. He misbehaved. And Carrie, I don't know if you know this or not, but he's been egg-spelled. He's been egg-spelled from school.
That one was decent.
Really,
Decent.
thank you.
I like a good pun.
Yeah, it's a good pun, and it's Easter themed. It's
Yes.
Easter weekend after all. All right, Aaron, good luck.
Yeah, I didn't prepare any Easter jokes.
You probably had them ready 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Hey, you're calling me out.
No, I didn't say names.
Carrie.
Yeah, that was you. All right, what's your joke there, Skyscraper?
What kind of exercise do lazy people do?
I don't know.
Diddly squats.
Aaron, intern Aaron.
That was good. I like that one, Aaron. You earned your point. But because you earned your point and it's tied at one apiece, you get to go next. So no rest for the wicked.
So this is just the thing I always do. I always knock on the fridge before I open it. You know why?
Why?
Why is that?
Just in case there's a salad dressing. Oh, you like that one?
You like that one a lot? Huh?
Just the image is really funny. Like someone peeking at me like, oh, sorry, you're not dressed.
I got you. All right, that was pretty good. Well, let me see if I can top that. How does the Easter Bunny stay healthy, Carrie Mack?
I don't know how.
Well, I mean, he exercises, specifically hair aerobics.
Aaron.
That was two jokes in one.
I'm sorry. It's just
Exercise, hair aerobics.
you did the egg shtick in the joke before.
That's why I gave you two.
Yeah.
Hair aerobics.
The
Hair aerobics.
Hair aerobics I enjoid. Salad dressing I enjoyed so much more.
Salad dressing wasn't even a pun. You
Yes,
went with
it
a non-pun.
was.
Just a literal word.
All words are literal words.
All right. Well, congratulations, Aaron. You won't be able to defend your
thank
title
you.
next week because you're fired. But I hope you enjoyed.
I did.
Dad Jokes 101. It's Marks in the Morning. Now, I'm kind of party, my kind of party, an Easter weekend party where the temperatures are in the mid to upper 70s. That's what I'm talking about. It's going to be a nice one. Today and this whole weekend. Whatever it is you got planned for the weekend, make sure you're back with us early Monday morning for the Cash Cow. Our Cash Cow is back with a chance to win up to $10,000. Mary, what would you do with cash, $10,000?
Disney World is calling my name.
Disney World is calling my name, too. I love it. What a great place to go. Bring the family or leave them at home and just go by yourself. Man, Goofy's not going to judge you if you show up by yourself, is he? No.
Donald Duck will.
Donald, stay away from Donald. Yeah, he's kind of a judger. Kind of a judgy guy. Your chance to win the cash starting Monday, bright and early. Get the K92-3 app from your app store. If you already got it, you're good to go. If you don't already got it, go get it. It's free. What you waiting for? A lot of apps you get for free in your app store, but how many of them give you a chance to win $10,000? I don't need to wait long for you to think about that because the answer is none. So sponsored by Tubbs R Us. It's your chance to win starting Monday, bright and early. Carrie Mack, it is the weekend. Big plans. I know what you're doing tomorrow.
Yeah.
You're coming with us. What are you doing Easter Sunday, though?
I don't know. I'm probably going to watch some Easter movies, I guess.
Does Hallmark get into Easter as much as they do Christmas? I genuinely don't know. I don't have that channel.
Oh, I don't really know, but I know there's going to be a lot of rom-coms on the Hallmark channel, so I guess that's what my Sunday's going to be.
There's got to be an Easter-themed movie on Hallmark. If anybody knows, tap the message button. Let us know. I'm sure there is.
He had the eggs, she had the basket, and together they saved Easter.
Yes. Oh, now I can't watch it. You just spoiled every single one of those.
I'm sorry.
Netflix has a pretty good variety around the holidays of cheesy Christmas movies.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're originally from Hallmark or if Hallmark just has, lost their edge on just being the only ones to manufacture those movies. But there's some pretty good ones on Netflix. So maybe we'll watch one of those this weekend. Saturday, we're going to go see my wife's family up at the farm. She sees them all the time. She's there right now because she works up there. So for her, it's like, I remember when we lived in Minnesota, when I was doing radio up there, she loved coming home to see her family. Now it's like, I think we're going home. We're not going to spend the night up there. I'm like, that's fine. And she's like, you have to see them on Monday. It's like working on the weekend when you work with and for your family to have to see them. But it'll be fun. And the weather will cooperate. We're going to Pivo. I expect a review Monday morning of Pivo. You look like a Conover cucumber girl.
Excuse me.
It's a beer, yeah. Conover cucumber.
I feel like I probably would be. I'm not a huge fan of cucumber, but I'll give this a go.
Then no, we'll go find something you like. They have a lot of varieties. I thought I pegged you as a cucumber fan.
Why do you think I'm a cucumber fan, Johnny?
I don't know. I really don't have a reason for that. I guess I'm a terrible judge of character.
Maybe it's because you can picture me at a spa with cucumbers on my eyes.
Yeah, maybe that was it. If it's your birthday today, happy birthday. You share a birthday with Pedro Pascal from The Mandalorian. He is 46 years old. You don't see much of his face on that show, but you probably have if you've seen other shows he's been in. He made an appearance on Game of Thrones. He had a character there that he played, and then he was on the show Narcos. I'm not familiar with that, but apparently he was on that. Country singer Billy Dean is 59. He was a Star Search winner from a number of years ago. You'll love this one. You probably just saw him on the TV last night. Christopher Maloney is 60. He's best known as Stabler on Law & Order SVU. And is it can I say, or is it a spoiler that he's getting a show?
No, he has his own show. It's like official.
Okay, I don't watch Law & Order SVU, so I don't know. But he's got a spinoff, is that right?
Yes, Law & Order Organized Crime Unit.
He also played Nick Sachs on Happy. He was a hitman. Do you remember the show Happy?
No, but he was in Oz, wasn't he?
Yeah. Oh, man. That was a very different side of Christopher Maloney. But yes.
Literally?
Yeah, well, the backside, yeah. Emmylou Harris, country legend, is 74. She's aged so well. She used to have really dark black hair, and her hair is white now, but I think it looks better and more striking than when it was dark black. She was here a couple of years ago. She performed at the Gallagher Blue Dorn.
Oh.
She's a legend. And she is celebrating number 74 today. So happy birthday to her. Marvin Gaye, man, what a tragedy that was. Of course, he's been dead since the 80s, but he was by now, you call him a legendary R&B singer, kind of a crooner. Was shot on April Fool's Day in 1984 by his father, who was high. And what happened was they had an altercation, and Marvin's dad went to get his gun and shot his son. Marvin was also his name, the dad's name. Mm-hmm. He shot and killed him a day before his birthday, and everybody thought, this was the 80s, no internet, radio stations were breaking the news, and everybody thought it was a terrible April Fool's joke.
Oh, my gosh.
It just so happened to be on April Fool's, the day before today, which would have been his birthday. He got probation, by the way. He did not go to prison because he was, I don't know if it was the drugs or what. I didn't follow the case. I was 2 years old, but it was just a sad, sad tragedy. And Sir Alec Guinness, who's also been gone for a long, long time, was born 1914 on this day. He's probably best known for playing Obi-Wan Kenobi, a role which he hated, and he despised all the attention he got from Star Wars.
Really?
Yeah, he hated it. He used to tear up letters that fans would send him.
Oh, no.
He called it rubbish. He insisted his character be killed off, which, of course, you've probably all seen Star Wars by now. He comes back as a ghost, but he's not hardly in the other two movies after the first one.
That's so strange.
Yeah. That's all right. We got Ewan McGregor, who loves the character. So
oh, my gosh. I love Ewan McGregor.
Have a fan in Ewan McGregor. All right. We'll be back in a couple minutes on Marks in the Morning. JP's not here this morning, so I'll give you a history lesson for today and give you some new music, like Tennille Arts. She's next.
Hey, Johnny.
Or about Tennille's appearance on The Bachelor. Was it Bachelor or Bachelorette?
She was on The Bachelor. She wasn't a contestant, but she did perform for Pilot Pete and his date, Madison.
Pilot Pete?
Yeah.
Hieroglyphics to me. All right, check it out. It's on the app. JP is here. Good morning, James.
Hey, morning, guys.
So yesterday was a rough day for sporting fans like us, baseball fans more specifically. All the teams we root for. Elwin has left the studio, but he's a Reds fan. They're just prerequisite to be losers. But the Twins lost. The Cubs lost. The Yankees lost.
Yeah.
The Cardinals won. That's got to eat away at you. That's the team that beat the Reds. So the season's been canceled. When is football?
I sent Johnny a text yesterday. I'm tired of baseball. When's football start?
Yeah. I'm going to give you a quick history lesson today. I'm going to keep the music going. I didn't know if you were going to make it in time. So your history lesson is about the woman who struck out Babe Ruth. That's right. 90 years ago on this day in history, a girl struck out Babe Ruth. Her name is Jackie Mitchell. She's passed away. She struck out Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig on 7 pitches in a game between the New York Yankees and the Chattanooga Lookouts. She was 17 at the time. A lot of people thought it was a publicity stunt. Either way, her contract was voided. Why? Because baseball is too tough for women. Girls can't play baseball. That's what the commissioner said.
Now, did she throw overhand?
Yeah.
Because I don't think they were doing underhand yet back then.
No.
I could be wrong, but
There's really, really, really grainy video. I don't know if it's video from the actual game. Here's a still shot, and you can see that she's just throwing the ball overhand.
Yep.
And Lou Gehrig and Babe Ruth are in the background. I don't know if it's Photoshop, that particular photo, but there are lots of articles about her. You could read about Jackie Mitchell. There's no fancy way to spell that. It's just straightforward. Back in this day in history, 90 years ago, 1931.
I wonder, you know the movie The Natural with Robert Redford? There's a scene where he strikes out this player who's supposed to be Babe Ruth, basically. Now, I know The Natural was a book first, but I wonder if that's loosely based off of her. Even though Robert Redford was a young kid, he struck out the big, the Bambino, the big guy in the movie.
Yeah, it very well could be. It very well could be. You should you can read up on it, though, if you want. It's an interesting story. And whatever happened to her, she was only 17. Where'd she go from there? We'll be back in just a couple minutes with Nashville News on Marks in the Morning. Morning, and it is K92.3, the Cedar Valley's number one for new country. 10 minutes after 9 o'clock on Good Friday, the Friday before Easter. Of course, the weekend looks beautiful. If you celebrate Easter, I hope you have a great time with whoever you're celebrating with. You could probably start to plan on going fishing. Luke Bryan went fishing the other day, got his lure stuck in his finger, like in between his finger, that's kind of skin, the fleshy part there. We have audio of the incident. If you didn't hear me play this earlier, check this out. Let's hear it. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh, jeez, he fell down even.
I thought he was singing beautifully right before he got the lure. I mean, he did have one of his bandmates out there, and it sounds like they were just jamming out, and all of a sudden... Oh, so ironic. It happened right when he said fishing.
A lot of blood in that sound, too. Jeez. I hope he's all right.
Well, he's okay. We've seen him since on social media. He's fine.
Now it's a hook.
Yeah, that was the hook of the song right there. There you go. It's the weekend, JP. We haven't talked to you yet about your plans for Easter weekend. What you got going on?
We're going to go visit my parents in Grundy Center because not only is Easter on Sunday, my oldest son will turn 12 on Monday. So it's like a double holiday this weekend.
Aww.
Is this the son? You have two sons. Is this the one that loves to go to McDonald's for his birthday?
No, this one is the Subway restaurant lover.
Subway, right? Okay.
So every year on their birthday, I take them out to eat.
Yeah.
So James already told me that he wants to go to Subway. Well, his mother sent me a text earlier this week saying, "What does James like at Subway? I think I'm going to take him there for his birthday."
That's so
cute.
he's
going to get a double dose of Subway this weekend.
Wow, look at him! He's going to know for a fact, just like I did as a kid, that sometimes divorce works in your favor. Sometimes.
No.
It does.
Sometimes. I used to get lucky like that, too. And you'd be like, what do you want to do for your birthday? And I'd see my dad probably 2 weeks or 2 days after my birthday or whatever and go to the same movie or do the same thing my mom did with me the day or two before. And I didn't complain.
I'm also going to attempt to bake him a cake.
Oh.
Really?
I did this with one of the kids last year during quarantine. I think it was Justice. His birthday's in June. And I had never really baked a cake before, and I destroyed it. I mean, I filled the pan too full.
Oh, JP.
Kind of forgot that cake will rise.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, I could smell something, see smoke coming out of the oven, open it up. There's just cake batter all over the coils, just frying away.
That oven was like, this is good.
So then we went to Hy-Vee and bought a cake, which turned out better anyway.
Yeah. You should just tell your kid you made it. They're not at that age, they don't care who makes it. It just better be good.
So this will be attempt number 2 at baking a cake this weekend.
I believe in you. Take those Easter eggs and use them because you need the eggs to help the cake.
If I destroy it again, I'll take a photo and make sure you guys can see it.
Please send it to me. I want to post it on Instagram.
I think Hannah would get a good chuckle out of that. I'm going to try to get into your kiddo's head and try to encourage him to ask to go to Montage or somewhere really expensive so that both of you and your ex have to take him there.
There's a no contact order of you and my children.
What?
So
when did that start?
Not by the police, just from me.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God. That went south real quick, guys.
Yeah, glad you specified. I would love to get in your kiddo's head and try to get him into the Twins and the Vikings and fancy expensive restaurants, apparently. It's not too late for me to corrupt one of your children, at least bring them to the dark side.
If they want to, if they want to like a different sports team than me, that is fine.
Yes.
I'm not going to sway them either way. They can decide which team they like as long as it's the Packers or Cubs.
Okay.
If not, they'll be disinherited.
Which of those two teams do you like better? If you had to pick between, and they're obviously, one is Chicago. It's funny because Chicago and Green Bay hate each other in football, But here you are in baseball, pitting the football and the baseball cities against each other.
Whenever I go to Cubs games, obviously it's warm, so I'm wearing shorts. I have a Packers tattoo on my right calf. I have a Cubs tattoo on my left calf. So Cubs fans just annihilate me when I'm at a game because how can you have Cubs on one side and Packers on the other? I'm like, I'm from Iowa. We don't have any teams here.
We can pick whatever we want.
Yeah, I would say I like the Packers more. It's less games, so it's more exciting. 162 game baseball season. It's long.
They've both won championships in the not too distant past, which is nice. Chicago is such a great sports town, though. I mean, it's hard to root. It's easy to root against them, trust me, but it's hard to count them out on anything. Because one sport, if they're floundering in one sport, they usually win in the other. So
my favorite time of the year is when the Cubs are in the playoffs and football season is still going. So like on a Sunday, I can watch the Cubs and the Packers. That's like the epitome of heaven for me.
Oh, that makes me happy that you're happy.
Thank you, Terry. I appreciate that.
I have nothing to add about sports. All I know is in Back to the Future, they predicted the Chicago Cubs would win, right?
They were only off a year on that as well. In 2015, they were supposed to beat the Miami Marlins or Florida. Yeah. And then ended up they won in 2016. So they were only off a year.
Remember when the Marlins were good?
Yeah, once. They won 2 World Series, 1 or 2.
Yeah, I think they did win 2. All right, we've got Weird News Rodeo on the way. JP corrals a weird news story. Today he had a couple to pick from because he asked us off the air which of the two we wanted to hear more.
And you know what? I'm going to change it. You guys picked one, but I'm going to change it because I found one that deals with April Fool's Day that went wrong.
Better.
Yeah, it was a prank that went bad yesterday.
Ooh, it's always fun when you're talking about somebody else that had a prank.
Gosh.
That went bad.
I will never get tired of that.
News stories? JP.
Off the air, Johnny's just doing this voice, his like pukey radio voice, and then as soon as the microphones comes on, it's like, it's Weird News Rodeo, just like right back into character.
Yesterday was April Fool's Day, but these guys wanted me to do an over-the-top announcer voice for the whole show. If you're a radio fanatic like the three of us, you're probably familiar with a guy named Wolfman Jack, who he would never get a job in radio today, but he's a legend. He always talked like this for 4 hours.
Just yelling nonstop.
And it hurts. I was doing it off the air just for fun, saying things that I can't say on the radio, and and it hurts your throat.
It hurts you, like my temples will hurt too, just from straining your head to get that voice.
To get it. All right, so I'm going to stop that now, but I'm going to turn things over, to JP. It's Weird News Rodeo.
The Wichita, Kansas Police Department isn't laughing after a mother's April Fool's Day prank led them to her house with full lights and sirens along with the police department and the fire department. So this happened yesterday morning, 8:30, April Fool's Day. They were called to a home. So officers surrounded the place, blocked the streets off, attempted to make contact with anyone that might be inside. No answer. So they bashed down the door, forcing their way into the home. Nobody was there. They soon found out that this 58-year-old woman, this mother, had called her daughter and said that she had been shot.
Oh, gosh.
She had not been shot. This was her form of an April Fool's Day prank, telling her daughter that she was shot.
Wow.
So the daughter, of course, then called the police. She thought her mom was shot.
Yeah, I would, too. I would have called.
So they came to her house. No one was there. The mom had left because she didn't think the police would actually be called. The mother was arrested for this because it's a fake police call.
Yeah,
why would anyone think that this... How did she not think the daughter was going to react? Did she think the daughter's going to be like, oh, it is an April Fool's Day prank. Oh, I forgot it's 4/1. It's April 1st.
I think you kind of forget those things when something so serious presents itself. So that was a bad joke. Did the daughter get arrested too?
No, it wasn't the daughter's fault. She had no idea it was a prank.
Right,
she just thought someone had been shot, so she called the police. Wisely, I would have done the same thing.
Yeah, I was going to say, you can't really blame her.
Like if you were laying in the hallway and you're like, I twisted my ankle, I'd walk right over you. That's different.
Well, as you should. But as soon as, if you ham it up that it's been a gunshot or anything, well, first of all, I'd be afraid for my own safety too.
Yeah.
That is no good.
The commitment to the bit, though, is crazy. The fact that she just didn't say, April Fool's right afterwards.
I'll give her that.
If I sound quiet over here, it's because I'm writing the idea down.
But
for next year.
Did the mom... I couldn't imagine as an adult. I am an adult, but say I'm 58. My kids are grown up.
Yeah.
So this is like 20 years from now, and I call one of my kids and tell them I have been shot and then immediately hang up, so they have no idea what's going on. All they know is I'm at home bleeding out somewhere.
And they know where you live, so of course they're going to call police and say, my father, who lives at 111 Fake Street, just got shot.
Terrible.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
I don't understand what some people are just not good at pranks, and so they think, well, this will really get them, and of course it gets them, but then you go to jail for it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Public service announcement. I know it's not April Fool's anymore, but don't ever do a joke where the police come. Unless you have a friend or family member who's a cop and they want to play ball. That's kind of fun, but not the real police like 911.
Yeah, that was in Wichita, Kansas yesterday morning.
Kansas. Shaking my head at you.
Wow.
Yeah. All right, we'll be back in a couple minutes on Marks in the Morning as we roll right along with news, actual news from the area here in John Party coming up. Weather as well. It's Marks in the Morning. Happy Good Friday. I hope yours is going well so far. Hope it's great, quite frankly. We're going to see a high today in the upper 50s, low 60s. Depends on where in Cape Country you're listening from. You can always check our app for the latest in weather. And by the way, on Monday, we're really going to get cooking on the K92.3 app. Yeah, sorry, we're not actually going to cook the cow. We're going to cash in with our cash cow. Moolah Mary's back, sponsored by Tubbs R Us. Our cash cow returns Monday with codes at 8 o'clock and then every hour while you work. $10,000. Let me ask you this. You win the cash and you have to. You have to spend it on a vacation. Where do you go? JP, where do you go? You bring the kids if you want. Where do you take
them? Well, I mentioned my dream spot earlier this week would be Montana, but I'm going to think overseas because I've never been out of the country. I would like to go to Scotland or Ireland.
Okay.
A lot of my heritage is from there.
Go to Nebraska. That's like a foreign country.
Yeah, and it's beautiful there, just like Ireland, you know. It's an island, I guess, sort of. No, not really.
In the middle of the country.
That's why they call Nebraska the Emerald Isle, because it resembles Ireland so much.
You're right.
No, I'd love to go over there, and just the countryside's so beautiful, and if I go to Scotland, I'd look for the Loch Ness Monster, leprechauns in Ireland.
I've heard that it's so beautiful there. I've never been, but I would imagine it is. And you could go a long way with that money. You could probably get a tour guide, or if you wanted to go more rustic, you could figure your own way out. What about you, Carrie Mack? Again, you have $10K. You have to spend it on a... By the way, if you win the cash cow, you spend it whenever you want. You don't have to take a vacation. But you might as well treat yourself. Where would you go?
I kind of want to go on a wine tour of Europe.
Oh, wow. That would be fun. A wine tour of Europe. Wow.
I think they drink in Ireland, too?
No.
Okay.
No,
I could drink there, maybe.
Teetotalers, I believe. No beer.
Would you like to take a tour of an actual, gigantic vineyard?
Yes.
Like they actually see the grapes and how they process it?
I would love to do that. I've been on a vineyard once or twice, and it's just such a cool experience. And the farmers are so cool, too.
Yeah.
I've eaten grapes before.
Oh.
Table grapes? Moscato seems like about your speed, JP.
I'm getting notes of seeds.
I'm getting notes of... I'd rather be eating anything else right now. How about that?
Where would you go? Because I know since I've started here a couple years ago, you went to Germany, I believe?
Not last summer, 2019, we went on a boat cruise.
Yeah.
That started in Switzerland and went up through France and Germany, and then we ended in Amsterdam. And I'm not making this up. We had a night there. Each stop you had a night, or you could get off the boat, do whatever you wanted, or follow a tour guide. There was a night where we had no tour. My dad and stepmom took us to the red light district. They didn't know that's where we were going.
Oh.
But they're like, here, we stayed here because they came a little bit earlier than we did and traveled on their own. So when we came to Amsterdam, we stayed here and we were walking through and I was like, I think we're in the red light district.
I don't think you stayed here, Dad.
No, and then we saw all these people in behind glass with nothing on.
Oh, no.
It's a very different country, and my dad was mortified, and I was giggling.
And you said, did you really stay here, Dad? You just said you stayed here.
They couldn't figure out where they had stayed, and so we were walking to the hotel, and we walked by a hashish cafe or whatever those are called, and that was interesting, and then we walked into the red light district, and that was interesting. Oh, it was very unique. So where would I go? I wouldn't go back there. I would probably go. I have had a chance to go out of the country a lot, and there's parts of the country I haven't seen. I'd love to go down to parts of Texas. I would love to visit Texas, and I'd like to kind of weave my way down through southern Texas into Louisiana, maybe even go to New Orleans. I don't have any desire to be there for Mardi Gras, but I'd love to go there just to see it.
I'm with you because when everyone says, "Oh, you need to get out of the country," I'm like, "There's so much here I haven't experienced yet.
Yeah.
Before I leave our country, I should go check everything out here."
America doesn't get enough credit for the food. The United States, we love, of course, people love Chinese food and Mexican food and blah, 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 but we have a lot of great food, like Creole cooking. I'd love to have some from Louisiana.
Yeah.
Barbecue. We have some great spots in Iowa, but you just go a little further south, like into Kansas or even Missouri, and there's just some killer barbecue. Texas would have their own style of barbecue. I would like to go on a food tour. Where would you go? Where would you go if you won $10,000? Hi.
Where do you think? Bahamas. That's the husband just said.
The husband's
I would go there in January,
Yeah.
out of hurricane season.
probably. Where would you go, though?
I'd probably go to Aruba.
Okay, there you go. Aruba, the Bahamas. You probably afford to go to both if you win $10,000.
A lot of islanders. They want to get away to the islands.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see why. All-inclusive resorts of any kind sound good in about February. That's where you go.
Yeah.
Where would you go if you won the cash cow? Think about it, because your chance to win is Monday. Download the K92.3 app. If you have the app, you're good to go. If you don't, get it from your app store. Sponsored by Tubbs R Us. The cash cow returns.
When you think about businesses that are selling through the roof, like Aloe or Allbirds or Skims, sure, you think about a great product, a cool brand, and brilliant marketing. But an often overlooked secret is actually the businesses behind the business, making selling simple. For millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. Nobody does selling better than Shopify, home of the #1 checkout on the planet. And the not-so-secret secret? With Shop Pay that boosts conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts going abandoned and way more sales going. So if you're into growing your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell whatever your customers are scrolling or strolling on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout Skims uses. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/try, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/try to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/try.